molt diferent. Transfiguration, una pel·lícula que va tenir un gran èxit al Festival de Cannes en la secció a Central. És una pel·lícula de vampirs en referència a moltes pel·lícules de vampirs, en referència a los 80, com no, és la moda, però ho fa d'una manera molt diferent a com ho fa en altres pel·lícules que estem veient en aquest festival. I és sobretot un relat sobre la infantesa, sobre la joventut i sobre trobar un lloc en el nostre món o en l'altre. Per a parlar més d'aquesta pel·lícula vampírica i estupenda, tenim amb nosaltres el director de la pel·lícula, Michael O Shea, i el productor Richard Calderon. Please, come.
Thank you so much for the amazing festival. We've been happy all week watching movies in this beautiful town.
Thanks for coming. Hope you enjoy it and stay for the Q&A.
Com ha dit Richard, després de la projecció tenim un Q&A con ells para que pregunten tot el que sigui, el que ha semblat la pel·lícula i parlar més de la mateixa.
Dos coses que quan les atabuques. N'hi ha dues coses que em van impressionar. Una és el càsting del protagonista i l'altra és com el barri se converteix en un personatge més de la pel·lícula. M'agradaria si ell pogués explicar una mica més tots dos conceptes. Un, com va fer el càsting del protagonista i dos, com va idear ell la fotografia i la imatge del barri perquè se converteixi en un personatge més de la pel·lícula.
I cast Milo. I mean, we knew we needed someone special, so we were looking for, a year or two before. We were casting before we had money. We saw a kid on a TV show. I knew I wanted an actor because I knew it was going to be a very hard shooting schedule. I was originally thinking not an actor, and then I'm like, no, I should get an actor because we're going to have a very tough shooting schedule. We need someone who's professional. So I was actually listening to a TV show called The Good Life, and he had a minor role. I saw his face, and Susan and I were like, oh wow, that's it, that's it. And then we had him read, and he was perfect. He was amazing. And he was also very obviously kind of mature for his age and very responsible and not precious, not a diva, which is important again for a no-budget movie. He was amazing. I mean, he was amazing to work with. He was amazing on the screen. All the good stuff. As for the location, that's my hometown. That's where I grew up.
And is the name of the place?
Oh, sorry, Rockaway, Queens. Rockaway, Queens, which is where I grew up. When he's knocking on the door, that's my parents' apartment. My parents are on the other side of the door, literally. It's a very hometown movie for me. So that's why I knew all those locations. That's why I knew all those kind of desolate places to have him wandering around because it was where I grew up. So it's kind of a very personal film in that way.
Li voldria preguntar també sobre el que seria la seva influència dins de la pel·lícula. N'hi ha un moment a la pel·li que tots us heu adonat en el qual l'acoplament podem fer alguna cosa que s'acopla bastant influències vampíriques a través de pel·lícules que té amb VHS. Jo li preguntaré ara si aquestes són també influències seves com a director i per què el VHS.
The titles, Martin is a huge influence, which is Milo's favorite movie. That's a huge influence for me too. Another influence is Habit, which Larry Fessenden is the director of, and he's actually in the movie. Habit. It's an early '90s kind of very realistic vampire movie set in the East Village. And it's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And so those are. Obviously those are two very big influences, and I love Let's Write One In. I don't know how much it's sort of an influence. I love it. That's for sure. And in terms of why VHS, vampires always have really old things in their layers. Like in, Jarmusch's vampire film, they love vinyl, and also I like the idea at least that he may have inherited something from his father, and this is something that could be passed down, and then he just kind of seized on it and kept collecting, and that's another reason why I thought for the VHS. But also mainly, that vampires like old things, and in 2016, for a kid, an old thing is a VCR and VHS tapes. It's just not old to us because.
Yeah.
Comenta dos referencias que son muy importantes, bueno, de que sí, que las referencias que surgen a la película son de referencias en esta, y comenta un par, comenta la de Martin, que es una gran influencia, y también la de Javi, la otra película. Respecte a Javi, comenta que és una pel·lícula de principi dels 90 i que és molt realista. Comenta també respecte al VHS, VHS, no, VHS, disculpa. VHS, en efecte, són qüestions antigues. De fet, ell comenta que li agradava molt tindre la idea de l'antic a la pel·lícula, perquè de fet els vampirs és una cosa antiga, i comentava que el 2016 és, per a un nen del 2016, la manera de representar l'antic podia ser el VCR, o el VHS, el productor de litografia acá, ¿no? Ese película.
I'm sure that a lot of people ask you about that, but were you tempted that in the last shot the earth starts moving a little bit? Si has estat tentat que tothom ho estava esperant, potser, no? Al final, quan es veu la terra, el caldell ja està enterrat, que no ni... Not like Carrie, not like the end of Carrie.
Well, I wanted to think of the end of Carrie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what I...
That would be maybe too much, but we were all so fond on my love that we always want him to come back, so I'm sure we're tempted about that. Or maybe not, but so at least the audience, I'm sure is not. Que tinguessin la tentació sempre pensar que potser no com a Carrie. Sí, però que potser no com a Carrie, però s'acaba tant aquest personatge que volia dir
I own the sequel rights, so you know that's how the sequel thing is. What, bitch?
Bueno, esto sí que va. Bueno, comentaba, era una broma, pero yo no me había apuntado que tenía como una continuación de la continuación de la película que pensaba que esta era, pero es broma, ¿no?
You know, I have, thanks to Ken, I have an agent, you know, and, you know, he's sending me scripts, and, you know, I have 2 scripts that I, you know, had before I wrote this one, and I'm trying to get those produced now. So, you know, and I think I'm definitely getting another film. I think that's what Ken gave me, is that I'm going to get to now make another movie, which is very exciting.
Comentava que gràcies a Cat de dos guions més en els que està treballant, o que millor dit que vol treballar amb ells, i que sí que està treballant en una altra pel·lícula.
About the lady, it's about the female lead in the film. I was also very impressed about her skills. So if you could also let us know a little bit more about her.
We made a proof of concept film to raise money for this film, and that was about 2 years before we made this one. But we got, you know, it worked, we got the money. And we had Chloe, the proof of concept ended up only being Milo, but we had Sophie's read. And actually Chloe read when she was 16 years old, and we loved her. So 2 years later when we got the money, we brought her back in again, and she still looked, you know, young enough. And so we cast her then. But we had actually cast her, we were already planning, she read back when we were doing the short film, and I loved her then. My feeling, you know, she made my writing feel like it wasn't like bad. When an actor reads and your writing suddenly sounds really good, you know you have the right actor, sort of. Like, you know.
Que va a hacer el que se llama una prueba de concepte, que es una especie de test o de prueba inicial per tal de veure si una idea funciona o no funciona. Aquesta prova de concepte que deia va reclutar al Miro, i aquesta prova de concepte la van fer per tal de recaudar diners per tal de fer la pel·lícula que heu vist, no? I ho van aconseguir. Tenien al Miro, el primer lloc, i després van pensar en la Sofia. Ja tenien planejat utilitzar a Sofia el caràcter, a la noia, al personatge, però en aquesta pel·lícula, que tenia 16 anys quan va contactar amb ella. 2 anys després va fer la pel·lícula, tenia ja 18 I comenta al final que quan un actor és molt bo fa que tu et sentissis content del teu guió. Quan el teu guió funciona, veus que l'actor ho fa funcionar, veus que és bon actor i per tant el teu guió funciona també.
A nivell de producció, i a posteriori, encara que suposo que encara m'estan movent a nivell de distribució, han tingut problemes arran de posar a nens i menors d'edat en situacions ser un vampir, la noia que es prostitueix per sortir del pas, que és víctima d'abusos per part de familiars, bàsicament serà això.
So the sex scene, yes, the sex scene in the lots, in the very beginning, she is over 18, so as an actor, so that was fine. The implied sex scene with each other, we shot them separately, and I'm not sure, I didn't even tell Eric whatever he was doing. I just told Eric to just do the specific action of his side, and I never even discussed with him what he was doing, because I'm like, he probably knows, but I'm not bringing it up. And then we just shot them, they're never in the actual bed together, they're shot completely separately. In terms of the violence, the little girl, she was the nephew of the horror movie makeup artist. So she was already working in the shop with him on all of his gore and effects and stuff. So, and when he volunteered her to get into the movie, I was so excited because I was terrified I was going to have to traumatize a child actor. And there was going to be the parent off stage going, do it, get your throat cut. And it's like, I don't want it. And I was just like, this is going to be horrible. But no, the horror movie makeup guy had a niece, and she was totally used to gore and effects and all that stuff, and she was really into it. So, no children were traumatized. My picture.
Thank you very much, that's very important. That gives genre festivals a bad name, so usually. That wouldn't be the first time we would be incurred for that.
Bé, comentava que no va tindre problemes en les escenes. De fet, una de les escenes inicials, que és l'escena de sexe amb la noia, ell comentava que de fet la noia ja era major d'edat quan va rodar l'escena. Per tant, el problema seria amb el Milo, amb Eric. I que hi ha una escena en la que l'Eric, el Milo i la Sofia estan en el llit junts, però que la van rodar per separat. I de fet comentava que Mario, l'actor, no sabia què estava fent. O sigui, rodaven per separat i ell li deia a Milo el que tenia que fer, com moure's en l'escena, però sense dir-li quina era l'escena que estava fent, el que estava fent en realitat. Encara que comentava que potser el Milo ho sabia. Respecte a l'altra escena violenta, comenta que la noia és la neboda, es diu en català? Sí? Gràcies. No recordo de qui, perquè he escrit molt, era la neboda d'un dels...
La maquillatge, em sembla, no?
Molt bé, gràcies. I bé, que no va tenir cap problema i de fet insistia en ironia que cap nen va ser traumatitzat de la pel·lícula.
Okay, it will be the last question because there is a film coming up now, but la última pregunta seria sobre la música, perquè ella abans li he preguntat per la cançó aquesta tan melancòlica i jo crec que la pel·lícula té, tant la música com la cançó final, com tota la pel·lícula, té un to melancòlic que és sorprenent, perquè és una pel·lícula molt realista però no deixa de tenir una melancolia molt pròpia de les pel·lícules de vampirs. This is going to be the last question, there's another film coming up, but we were talking before we got on stage about the last song that is very melancholic, and I think the rest of the music also is kind of melancholic. It's kind of interesting because the film is a vampire film and it's super realistic, but it cannot help to be also very melancholic in a poetical way, being very realistic. So if you can elaborate how the music plays with all these things.
Well, I mean, the musician at the end is Will Oldham, who plays in the House Brothers and Running Billy, and I'm. Okay. The musician that plays at the end, kind of the sympathy for the devil song, it's called You Will Miss Me When I Burn. His name is Will Oldham, and he plays under the name. Right, and he plays under the name Bonnie Prince Billy, and it's a favorite song of mine from the 1990s. But I wanted for the ending a very sad song about sort of someone who is damned. You know, You Will Miss Me When I Burn is a sentiment that is very meaningful to the film. You know, in the end, so it was a perfect song. As for the music, it's by a recording artist. Her name's Margaret Chartier, and she plays under the name Pharmacon. She's a noise industrial artist. And the sad music that you hear was actually a real challenge for her, because she's very punk rock, and she's very industrial noise. And, you know, I told her we needed kind of a tender, sad section for the Milo and Sophie theme, and that was really hard for her, and it was the last piece of score she turned in. It was like at the very last minute, I'm just like, do you have it yet? Do you have it yet? She's like, I'm working on it. Like, this is really hard for me. You know, and then she delivered it, and it was fantastic. It was perfectly sad, yet sort of unsettling and weird in a way. It was the perfect combination of things.
Comentava que el títol de l'última cançó, de l'últim track que heu escoltat, era So You Will Miss Me When I Burn. I que és una de les seves cançons favorites dels 90. Diu que és una cançó trista, que té un sentiment molt fort i que d'alguna manera és molt significativa, s'adapta molt bé al sentiment de la pel·lícula. Amb respecte a la música que hem escoltat més industrial, ella ha anomenat l'artista, jo no me'n recordo del nom, però sí del nom artístic que ha dit, que és Pharmacon. I que comenta que aquest artista fa noise industrial, o sea, ruido industrial. Ya, industrial noise, en fact, o sea, de hecho es el nombre. Sí, exacto. Diu que per Pharmacon era un verdader repte fer aquest tipus de música, no la industrial, sinó la música més melancòlica de la pel·lícula, perquè de fet ella no està acostumbrada, veia que és molt punk rock i tal, però no aquest tipus de música. I de fet va ser l'última partitura que va entregar. I comentava que estava com insistint-li, ja la tens, i aquella estava ahí com que no la tenia. Però de fet la va entregar a temps i comentar que li va agradar moltíssim el resultat de la música.
Doncs un aplaudiment per Ángel Sala.